Penalty kick. profanity, racial or sexist comments, taunting, or any other intimidating actions directed at the players, the coaches, the game officials, or the spectators will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Once again, thank you for your continued support of USC Aiken Athletics, the Peach Bone Conference, and the positive game environment that is the NCAA.
I don't know how you do it sometimes, like, you just do it, right?
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Convocation Center on the campus of the University of South Carolina at Aiken for tonight's volleyball game featuring the visiting Emmanuel University Lions and your USC Aiken Pacers. Let's meet the teams. First for the Lions, in the fashionable libero jersey, number 1, Asia Queen. Number 3, Layla Bland. Number 4, Rachel McClemery. Number 5, Emily Henson. Number 7, Samantha Dunabee. Number 8, Elle Jones. Number 9, Caitlin Pritchard. Number 11, Ellie Jackson. Number 12, Gabrielle McClemery. Number 13, Elena Eminger. Number 15, Amore Marshall. Number 17, Morgan Price. Number 18, Jill Johnson. Number 20, Brianna Brigalow. Number 21, Bailey Schuler. Number 22, Isabella Appling. And number 24, Jocelyn Martin. The head coach of the Lions is James Friddle. The assistant coaches are James Friddle and David Ward. Now let's meet your USC Aiken Pacers. Wearing number 1, Rory Schuler. Number 3, Mallory Barrows. Number 4, Brooke Roten. Stylish Levert in jersey number 6, Carrie Mercer. Wearing number 7, Younger Arosky. Number 8, Anna Summer. Number 9, Sadie McKay. Number 11, Sophie Meredith. Number 12, Caitlin Rodriguez. Number 13, Alicia Pitt. Number 15, Tucker Patterson. Number 18, Sophia Hoffman. Number 20, Lexi Rogers. Number 22, Ellie Bishop. Number 23, Emily Lammers. Number 33, Kat Bowden. And number 88, Lisa DeLima. The head coach of the Pacers is Glenn Cox. The assistant coaches are Jim Dizikowski and Kelsey Sperling. Go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise as we honor America and those who defend our freedom both at home and abroad with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the USC Aiken Convocation Center for some volleyball action, non-conference volleyball action, as the USC Aiken Pacers take on the Emmanuel University Lions. I'm Marcus Johnson. Thank you for joining us this afternoon/evening. Taking a look at Emmanuel as they come into today's contest with a 12-8 overall record, one of the top teams in the Conference Carolinas with an 8-3 mark in conference play. They're 6-2 at home, 4-5 on the road, and post a 2-1 mark on neutral turf. Pacers, on the other hand, coming into today's contest with an impressive 13-5 overall mark. They're 2-4 in conference play, but they are 6-1 here at the Convo and 2-4 on the road, and a perfect 5-0 in neutral site matchups. Pacers coming off of a big win earlier this week in which young Verotsky absolutely went off, posting a .588 hitting percentage, 12 kills on 17 swings with only 2 errors. Well, the Lions will get the ball first to start things off. At the line serving will be Layla Bland. Ball is up and on its way, and we are underway. Carrie Mercer receives, set by Mallory Barish. Attack from Alicia Pitt. Worked around by the Lions, and it's going to get sent on over by Emily Hansen. Pacers setting up the attack. Here it comes. It's Emily Lammers, and she's going to end up misfiring, putting it into the net. And Emmanuel strikes first. Bland will serve it up again. Bit of a floater, Alicia Pitt there for it. Set up, this one for Sadie McKay, off the blockers, dug out nicely in the back row by Bland. Sent on over on the attack from Jocelyn Martin. Pacers work it around for Lammers, and Lammers finds the corner. Emily Lammers placed that one with perfect accuracy. And that'll even the score up. Sadie McKay at the line serving. Ball's up and on its way. Played by Asia Queen, the libero. Brought back into play by Bland and bumped on over by Gabriel McLeamy. Attack on its way into the block, kept alive. No, they're going to blow it dead with a delayed whistle. Samantha DeBinney getting credited with the block there. Serve on its way. McKay will receive. Barish sets, Pitt on the attack, and Alicia Pitt finds the opening for the kill. Carrie Mercer will serve it up now for USC Aiken. Her serve is in and played by Martin. Set at the net, the attack right on the line. No, they're saying it was out. Attack error goes to Gabrielle McLeamy. Sorry, McLamery, as Mercer serves it up. Set up here by McLamery. The attack dug out by McKay. It's Barish with the setup for Lexi Rogers. Into the block and off the antenna. Lexi Rogers with the kill. Pacers get the point. Good movement on the serve from Mercer. They're going to get a free ball here. Set up, attack. Oh, hard attack, but dug out nicely by Queen. Attack from Martin. Mercer right there for it. Set up here for Lammers. Lammers through the block. Queen gets a hand under it, and the Lions are able to keep the play alive. Aratsky gets the dig there. Attack from Rogers. Blocked, but kept alive by Lammers. Another attack from Rogers. This will be dug up by Martin. Good bump set here. The attack from Layla Bland, worked around by the Pacers. Up for Rogers. Rogers through the block, and it's going to be dug by McLamery again. Queen sets it up. Martin on the attack. It's Mercer to pick up the dig. Barish tries to set it, but can't get a clean touch. And Aratsky's attack goes into the net. Lions win the hard-fought battle. Amore Marshall checking into the match will go to the line to serve. Hard serve played by McKay. Barish with the set. Attack from Rogers, and Rogers finds the line for the kill. Good way to bounce back after losing a long point. Pacers coming right back with it with Lammers. And it's a service ace by Emily Lammers.
Emily Lammers, point Pacers.
Next serve on its way. And just a tad long. Lammers looking for that back corner. And Lions will take over on the service error. Ellie Jackson checking in at the line to serve for Emmanuel. Her serve is played by Lammers. Barish gives it a bump. Attack from Rogers, and they're going to say that went into the net.
The ball is down.
Emmanuel back within one. 6-5 the score early on in the first set. Jackson serves it to Lammers, and Lammers has some trouble with it. A service ace for Ellie Jackson, and we're all tied at 6. Serve to Lammers again. Good clean reception this time. Quick set for Aratsky. Dug out by Queen. Popped back up by Marshall, and they're going to send it on over by Jackson. Set up here on the near side for Rogers. Nice dig there by Jackson. Queen gets it set up, and attack from Emminger. Be dug out by Mercer. Barish. And Barish finds the opening. Nobody home in that back corner, and Mallory Barish reading the defense for the point. It'll be Lexi Rogers to serve for USC Aiken. Received by Marshall. High setup, attack here from Elena Emminger. Blocked but kept alive. Short set, off the top of the net. Mercer got a hand under it. Lions setting up for another attack. Emminger's attack goes into the body and down. And Elena Emminger getting credited with the kill. And that will tie it all back up again. Asia Queen at the line. Asia Queen serving. Lexi Rogers receive, jump ball at the net. Lions will pop it up. Another jump ball, and again back to the Lions. Attack into the block. Nice recovery there by Marshall. And they're going to send this one on over. Mercer finds it. Barish sets for Aratsky, and younger Aratsky right into the block for the kill. This will bring Alicia Pitt back onto the floor as Aratsky goes to serve. Worked around by Emmanuel, set up here for Dabini. Pacers on the attack, McKay. Queen gets a hand under it, but can't bring it back into play as it ends up in the seats. Sadie McKay picking up the kill and getting the point for USC Aiken. Aratsky serve. Played by Marshall. Set on up for Jackson, into the block, kept alive, and sent right back over. Heads up play there by Samantha Dabini. Emmanuel sending Gabrielle McGlamory to the line. Her serve played by Lammers. Barish can't catch up to it, and it will be a service ace.
The service ace, number 12, Gabrielle McGlamory.
Once again, we're all tied up, 9-all. Trying to serve it back to Lammers. Barish will set it up here for McKay. Looking for the corner, dug out by Jackson. Set on the far side for Emminger, and that's going to be a kill. Elena Emminger getting the kill. The serve into Lammers. Barish sets for McKay. McKay gets it off a blocker, played by Jackson. Set for Emminger again, and Emminger getting it off the block for the kill, and now Emmanuel out in front.
Number 13, Elena Emminger. White Lions.
Serve to Lammers again. And it's going to drop in on the Lions side. Barish might have gotten a touch on it. Either way, Pacers take the point. Pacers taking the point and bringing it back within one. Quick set, attack, Barish getting the dig. Mercer sets it for McKay off the blockers, and it's down on the Pacers side. Eminger getting credited with the block, and I think DeBinney was in on it too. Layla Bland back out there to serve. Halfway through the set, it's 12-10 in favor of Emmanuel. Floater serve, played by Pitt. Barish setting it up for Lammers. That one's blocked, kept alive, and it's going to get bumped on over. Lions setting up the attack here on the near side, and that one is rocketed down by Emily Hansen. Emmanuel with another point. And it looks like the Lions are hitting their stride. This one to Mercer. Barish sets for Pitt, and Alicia Pitt stops the run. Gets the point, and the Pacers back on the board. Sadie McKay to the line to serve. McKay's serve. Set on up, attack, and out through the back end. Pacers get the point. A little jump ball action at the net, and they're going to blow it dead. A blocking error as the call on the floor. And the Pacers fought their way back in from their short deficit, or from their narrow deficit, as McKay serves it up again. Played by Martin. Queen waits for it to come down, sets for Martin, and Martin just puts it into her own net. A costly attack error as the Pacers take the lead once again. McKay sending it on its way. It'll be played by Martin. Back to the Pacers side. Ooh, heads up placement by Hansen. Attack comes through. It's McKay to get the dig. Rogers has to deal with an awkward set. Able to handle it nicely. Attack here and a kill. Jocelyn Martin. No! One judge said in, one judge said out, and the head official says it was out. The Pacers coming away with the point. I thought Martin had a good attack going there, but officials say otherwise. McKay serves it on up. Martin receives. McGlamory with the setup here for Hansen. And Hansen able to work her way through the defense for the kill. Brianna Bigelow back out onto the floor now, as we will see DeBinney at the line serving. And her serve will go to Mercer. Barish with the setup for Rogers, and Rogers gets it to go off a body for the kill.
Number 20, Lexi Rogers.
Mercer to the line. Her serve. McGlamory with the bump set. Attack here from Martin will be dug out by McKay. Up for Rogers again, and ooh, Rogers with a rocket into the corner for the kill. Defense didn't even touch it. The serve to Martin. Good reception. McGlamory sets it back for Martin. Over the blockers. Dug by Barish, but Mercer can't pop it into the air. Martin will get the kill. Lions will get the point. And they will bring Amori Marshall back out onto the floor. Marshall's serve on its way. It's to McKay. Oh, careful now as that one is up into the air off the antenna. Almost a collision there as Barish went running for it. The Lions will take the point. Wonder if they'll call that a service ace or not. The serve into Mercer this time. Barish will set it up for Lammers. And Lammers finds an opening. Everybody froze on the defensive side of the ball. And Emily Lammers says, thank you very much. She comes away with a kill. Lammers to the line. Set on up for Martin. Off the blockers, continued by Queen. Set on up, ooh, and a misfire on the attack there by Bigelow. She jumped early. And we're going to get a timeout here from the Emmanuel bench as the Pacers lead this one 19-16 as we head into the later stages of the first set.
Play will resume with USC Aiken's Emily Lammers at the service line.
And we're back from the break. A 3-point edge for USC Aiken as Lammers will continue to serve. And the ball's on its way. Nice hard serve, but Queen gets it cleanly. Set up here on the near side, dug out by McKay. Oh, no, not by McKay, as McKay ends up setting it up. Lions working around. Here's an attack from Bigelow. McKay gets the dig there. Set for Lammers. Lammers attack. Good clean dig by Marshall. Queen brings it into play, and Martin sends it on in. Set for Rogers. Rogers looking for that back row, and she's going to end up with a kill as Amore Marshall couldn't quite pop the ball up on the dig attempt. And the Pacers take the point. Lammers serves it on up, looking for the corner, and it's a service ace. Tough handle there by Marshall. Gives another service ace to Emily Lammers, her second of the afternoon. And goes right back at Marshall. Good clean reception. Queen sets it on up for Martin. Through the block, Mercer touches it. Set here for Rogers. Rogers off the blockers and down for the kill. And Rachel McGlamory is going to check into the match now. Both McGlamory's out onto the floor. And Lammers goes right at the new McGlamory, challenging her. Attack from Martin. Oh, and Martin buried that into the back row for the kill. Ellie Jackson into the match now, as is Elena Eminger. Eminger, the leading killer on this Emmanuel squad. She's got 3 so far. Not a bad time to bring her back into the match. Jackson serves it on up. Jump ball, and there it is. Eminger dropping it down, picking up the kill, and getting the Lions the point. The serve into Lammers, played by Barish, back for Lammers. Lammers gets it over the blockers, and a diving effort by Rachel McGlamory, not enough, as Lammers gets the kill. Lexi Rogers to the line. 23-18, Pacers with a 5-point advantage. Played by McGlamory, set by McGlamory, attack by Eminger, and she's gonna find the line for the kill. Samantha Dabini back out there as Asia Queen goes to the line to serve. This serve is into Rogers. Barish with the setup. Lammers with the attack. Dug on out nicely. Attack this time from Jackson, and Jackson finds the opening for the kill. Lions chipping away at the Pacer lead. 23-20 now to score. Queen's serve is long. Heads up decision there by Rogers to duck out of the way, and it's set point USC Aiken. The serve is into Rachel McGlamory. The other McGlamory sets it on up, and a nice little tap over the block gets Elena Eminger another kill. At the line serving will be Ariel McGlamory, and it's a service ace. 24-22. Set point number 3 for the Pacers. The serve is to Lammers. Barish with the setup. McKay on the attack. Queen gets a hand under it. This one sent into the block, kept up and alive. Eminger sends her attack on in and pushed on over by Barish. Queen with the set. Attack on its way, dug out by Rogers. Set for Alicia Pitt, tipped over the block and dug on out. Another jump ball at the net, kept alive by the Lions, and it's going to get pushed on in again. Mercer to Barish to McKay, and McKay's attack dug out by Jackson. Set up for Eminger. Eminger's attack dug by Mercer. Jumped at the net, pushed over by the Pacers. Lions on the attack with Hanson. And that one off a blocker and down. The Lions again winning a long point. And a very wise decision as head coach Glenn Cox of the Pacers calls the timeout. It is 24-23. Pacers still lead it, but all momentum belongs to Emmanuel. Back to the action. Pacers still with set point, but Emmanuel right back in it, 24-23. And at the line serving, Gabriel McGlamory. Played by Lammers. Mercer sets it for McKay. McKay's attack. Queen got a hand under it, but it wasn't high enough. And Sadie McKay gets the kill to close out set number 1. Pacers take the first set 25-23. A bit of a nail biter at the end there. The Pacers come away with the W on that first set. We'll take a short break, be right back with the second set in just a bit.
and gentlemen, here are your stats after one set of volleyball. Leading the way for Emmanuel was number 13, Elena Emminger, with 6 kills, and number 5, Emily Hansen, had a trio of kills. On the Pacers side of the ball, Lexi Rogers had 6 kills, Emily Lammers had 3 kills, and Carrie Mercer with 9 digs. And just a reminder, the next home match is Tuesday, October 24th against the Augusta Jaguars. First serve is at 6 p.m. And also, we'd like to have a shout out and welcome the visiting Tall Pine Middle School volleyball team.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Your first half stats are brought to you in part by the South Carolina Education Lottery. Remember, when you play the South Carolina Education Lottery, you're not only taking a chance, you're giving a chance. And by Aiken Flooring, you can stand on us. Well, taking a look at the leaders for the first half, Elena Emminger is the all-around leader for Emmanuel. She is playing out of her mind after one set of volleyball. 6 kills on 12 attacks for an even .500 hitting percentage. Leading the way there. In the assist category, Gabrielle McGlamory leading the way with 11 assists. Over on the Pacers side, Lexi Rogers is your top offensive player. 6 kills, 14 attacks, and only 1 error, so she's hitting a respectable .357. In the assist category, it's Mallory Barish with 13 assists for the Pacers. Defensively, pretty even across the board with Asia Queen and Ellie Jackson each picking up 4 digs apiece. Those are your stat leaders there for digs on the Emmanuel side. For the Pacers, it's Carrie Mercer with 9 digs in the first set, on pace for a 27 dig performance in 3 sets of action. We'll get back to the action now as the teams have switched sides. Mallory Barish at the line for the Pacers to serve. Serve on its way. Queen got a handle under it. Bland sets it on up. Here's the attack from Ella Johns. McKay to Barish. Back for Sadie McKay, and that one blocked. Ooh, Mercer right there to keep it alive. Barish sending it on over, and Mallory Barish picks up her 3rd kill of the night. And Barish will serve it on up. Set on up, attack on the far side. That one was wide, and the Pacers get the point. Barish's serve is long, and that will be a point for Emmanuel. They're on the board here in the set. Samantha DeBinney back at the line to serve for Emmanuel. The serve is into Lammers. Barish with the set for Emily Lammers, and Lammers' attack. Oh, either way, if it went off the antenna or not, it was wide. And the point goes to the Lions. And that serve is wide of the corner. Lammers lets it go by, and the Pacers get the lead right back again. Sadie McKay to serve. McKay's serve just a bit long, and the Lions get the ball right back again. At the line to serve will be Rachel McGlamory. Serve on its way, played by Rogers. Barish sets it for Alicia Pitt, and Alicia Pitt powers her way through the defense for the kill. Carrie Mercer to the line, sending it on its way. Be played by McGlamory, set by McGlamory. Attack through the back end and out. Pacers get the point on the attack error by Ella Johns. Short serve just gets over the net. Rachel McGlamory came up to play it nicely, and Pacers somehow keep it alive, pinballing it through their defense. Set on the far side, the attack. Dug up by Barish, it'll be an overpass. Set here for Ella Johns, and she's able to put it in the back row for a kill. Ellie Jackson back out on the floor. Eminger also returns to the action. Again, some very impressive first set numbers for Eminger. We'll have to wait another point to see if she can put up any more as the serve was out. The Pacers take the point. Lammers with the serve, and Lammers serves it into the net. Another service error for the Pacers, third of the set. Asia Queen to serve. And she puts it into the net. Easy come, easy go. And the Pacers will catch a break. Lexi Rogers to the line. Rogers floats it on in. Set on up on the near side for Eminger. Dug out by Lammers. Barish with the setup for McKay. McKay's attack dug out nicely. Popped into the air. Attack from Eminger. Mercer gets the dig. Barish with the set. Attack from Aratsky. Pacers on their heels, able to recover. Blocked but kept alive. And it's just pinballing all the way through the defense. And finally it's dropped down. And the Lions refuse to let that ball even anywhere near their side of the floor. With some good blocking up front. Serve to Lammers. Barish sets. Aratsky with a nice tip. And young Vera Aratsky with some finesse at the net, getting the kill. Aratsky, the powerful serve. Set on up, attack here, dug by Rogers, and that one's going to end up out. Eminger picking up another kill. And much to the Pacers' relief, Eminger will head to the bench as Layla Bland goes to the line to serve. Short floater, played by Lammers. Barish with the setup. McKay on the attack, and McKay getting the kill. Barish, and Mallory Barish puts the ball into the net. Another service error for the Pacers. Definitely not part of their game plan for this set. Serve into Rogers. Barish with the setup for Pitt. Alicia Pitt gets it through the defense, but it's worked around by the Lions, and that's going to go off the antenna on the block attempt by McKay. Emily Hansen will get credited with the kill, and we're tied at 9. The serve is into Rogers. Barish shovels it on over. Mallory Barish picking up another kill. Barish doing a good job of selling that one. And she gets the Pacers back out in front. Sadie McKay will serve. This one will be played by Bland. Set on up here on the near side for Johns. Barish getting the dig. Mercer with the setup. Rogers at the attack. Blocked, but Alicia Pitt just reacted to it. Not a lot of good, though, as it ended up out. And the Lions will pick up another point on their block. Hansen and Bigelow getting credit with the block on that last play as the serve comes into Mercer. Barish setting for Pitt. Pitt through the block. It's Queen getting the dig. Set up the middle. Attack. Nice dig by Barish. Lammers on the near side. Queen getting the dig on that one. Bump set. And that one back over to the Pacers side. Jump ball at the net. No, it's going to just drop down on the Lions side. Not sure if Alicia Pitt got a hand on it or not. No, they're going to give the point to Emily Lammers. Another kill for Lammers. Another point for the Pacers. And Carrie Mercer will go to the line. Mercer's serve. Played by McGlamory. Attack blocked at the net. Kept alive, though, by Emmanuel. Up here for Johns. Blocked again. Line's able to keep it going. Johns again on the attack. And this time, the Pacers block it. Young Veteratsky and Emily Lammers, third time's the charm as they get the block and get the point. The serve to Queen. Jumped at the net, pushed over by Aratsky, and she's going to get the kill. And a timeout taken by the Emmanuel bench. We're going to take a short break, be right back. Halfway through the second set, Pacers up by 3. And welcome back to USC Aiken Volleyball, presented by Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Owners Insurance. Home, auto, or life insurance, contact Hudson Etheridge Companies and Auto Insurance is here in Aiken. Get a quote from the best in the business. Pacers up by 3, 13-10, about halfway through the second set as Carrie Mercer continues at the line. Good set at the net, pushed over by Aratsky, and Youngver Aratsky with another kill. And doesn't have to showcase a whole lot of the power that she has with just these little light touches. Pacers getting the first point out of the break. Mercer with a low serve. Queen got to it. Set up on the near side for Johns, and Ella Johns goes right at Mallory Barish to get the kill. Eminger back out there for Emmanuel at the line serving. Ellie Jackson checking in as well. Jackson's serve is to Rogers. Barish with the set. Attack from Rogers. Queen does a nice job of getting the dig there. Set for Eminger. Dug on out. Back over to the Lions side. Did it hit the line? No! They're saying it was out. Pacers trying to argue. Even Coach Cox can't believe it. Ball dropped right there, and Lions come on away with the point. Ellie Jackson serving again. Her serve to Rogers. Barish with the setup. Attack from Lammers. And what's the call? It is a point for the Pacers. Emily Lammers getting the kill. Lammers serves it on up. It's played by McGlamory. Set by McGlamory. Attack from Eminger. McKay does a nice job of getting the dig. High into the air for Rogers. She sends it on over. Set up on the far side. The attack over the block with Mercer right there. Barish setting for Lammers. Lammers gets it over. Jumped at the net. Pushed on over. And there's Mercer again. Barish tried to try to push it on over, but she ends up putting it into her own net. And the Lions take the point. Asia Queen will go to the line to serve for the Lions. Her serve to Lammers. Barish with the setup. Aratsky goes for the light touch, and that one kept alive. Gonna get bumped on over, played by Aratsky. Barish with the setup. Rogers on the attack. Off the blockers, dug out nicely by Jackson. Eminger goes for the tip, and Eminger reads the block perfectly as she tapped it over top of the defense for the kill. 9 kills on the afternoon for Elena Eminger as Asia Queen goes to the line. This one is to Lammers again. Barish will set it on up for Rogers. Rogers' attack will be dug by Jackson. Set up on the far side. Right there's McKay to get the dig. Back over to the Lions' end. Eminger on the attack. That'll be picked up by Lammers. Set for McKay up the middle. Tapped on in. Eminger there to get it. Set here for Jackson through the block. Lammers finds it. Barish sets. Attack from Aratsky. And young Aratsky gets the kill. It'll be Rogers serving it up for USC Aiken. Floats it on in. Jackson plays it. Sets here for Eminger. Off the blockers. And just wide of the line. Another kill for Elena Eminger. Emily Hansen checking into the match for Emmanuel as Gabrielle McGlamory heads to the line. Ball on its way. Rogers, Barish sets for Aratsky. Ooh, it's reactionary dig by McGlamory, but it's all for naught as young Aratsky goes up and smacks it right back down to get the kill. Aratsky at the line to serve. Gets the ball in. Queen gives it a setup. Attack from Hansen off the blockers. Barish sets it on up. Here for McKay. This one will be dug by Queen. Set on up from the far side. Eminger just kisses the line for the kill. Domini at the line serving, or correction, not Domini, Bland at the line serving. Floats it on in, Mercer, Barish for McKay on the far side, dug out by Bland. Lammers is there to pick it up. Barish looking for the opening, and Mallory Barish pushes it through for the kill. Barish at the line serves. Attack here by Johns. Barish with the one-handed set, and that's just going to get tapped on down. Emily Hansen is going to get credited with the kill, although according to the official stat sheet, it says it was just a bad set. Well, either way, Emmanuel gets the point. Now DeBenny serves it up. Barish with the set for Lammers. And that's going to be a kill for Emily Lammers. Went right at Gabrielle McGlamory and picks up the kill for her effort. McKay to the line. 19-17. Slim lead for the Pacers as it's played. Set up on the far side. Attack dug out by Barish. Mercer comes over to set it for Rogers. Rogers' attack will be picked up by McGlamory. Queen sets it on up. Attack by Johns will be dug out by Mercer. Barish sets for Lammers on the near side. And that one just missing the corner. The point will go to Emmanuel. And Rachel McGlamory will return to the floor to serve. The serve is into Sadie McKay. Barish shoveling it on over, and Mallory Barish again catching the defense asleep for the kill. It's Mercer to serve. Her serve worked around, set up on from up the middle, and that one's going to be smacked down by Ella Johns. Another point for Emmanuel as these two teams are going back and forth late in the second set. Ellie Jackson back out there to serve. The serve is long. Lexi Rogers lets it go at the last second. And the Pacers take the point. It'll be Lammers to serve. Jackson receives. The setup here for Eminger. Off the blockers. Kept alive. Shoveled on in. Laratsky heads up reaction time there. Set for Eminger. She's going to tap it on in, but Rogers is there. Barish sets it for McKay. Dug out by Jackson. Set up here for Jackson. It's going to be dug by Mercer. Up into the air for Rogers. Rogers gets it off the top of the net, played by the Lions. Eminger with the light touch. Lammers is there. Barish tries to push it on over. Eminger on the attack again. Dug out by McKay. Barish with time, sets for Aratsky, goes for the light touch, and Youngbear Aratsky puts the point away for the Pacers. Emmanuel had been owning those long points, but this time the Pacers come away with one as Lammers serves it out. Lions take the point. It'll be Asia Queen at the line serving. 22-20 is the score with USC Aiken nursing the narrow lead. And that serve, and a bad handle there by Lammers. I think a late call if it's in might have distracted her. And it's a service ace for Queen to pull the Lions within one. This service to Mercer. Barish with the setup. Rogers on the attack. And it's going to get blown dead. And a net violation is the call on Emmanuel. And the Pacers will take the point. And a timeout will be called by the Emmanuel Lions. 23-21. Pacers leading late in the set. We'll be back in just a moment. And welcome back, folks. 23-21, USC Aiken leading Emmanuel late in the second set, also up one set to nothing. As Lexi Rogers returns to the line to serve, trying to close out this set within the next couple points. Emmanuel looking to fight their way back in and even this matchup at one set apiece. Rogers with the serve, it's a light floater. Jackson receives, set on up, attack, and a kill. Elena Eminger just going up, using all of her 6-foot frame to slap that one down. Gabrielle McGlamory serving it up. This serve is into Rogers. Barish has to hustle to catch up to it. McKay's attack just gets through. Set on up on the far side. The attack off the blockers, and it's a jump ball at the net. Kept alive by the Lions. Attack on in. Barish gets the dig there. Mercer with the setup. McKay on the attack. Off the blockers. Plenty of time for McGlamory to set it. Attack here. Rogers gets the dig. Barish with the set. McKay on the attack. Dug on out. Queen now set it up. Attack from Rachel McGlamory. Mercer getting the dig there. Quick set for Aratsky. And Youngbear Aratsky finding the hole for the kill. Alicia Pitt will return to the floor as Mercer takes a quick breather. Aratsky at the line serving. Set point for the Pacers. It's a short floater. Jackson hustles to get to it, but nobody there to pick it up. And it's a service ace for Aratsky to close out the set, 25-22. Well, again, the teams will switch sides. Pacers leading 2-0. We'll be back in just a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are your stats after the second set of volleyball. Leading the way for Emmanuel with 12 kills is Elena Emminger. We have 4 kills for Emily Hansen. Leading the way for the Pacers, Young Borowski with 7 kills. Lexi Rogers with 7 kills, and Emily Lammers with 6 kills. On the defensive side of the net, Ellie Jackson has 10 digs, and Carrie Mercer has 17 digs. And just a reminder, the next home match is Tuesday, October 24th against the Augusta Jaguars for serve 6 p.m.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The third set of action just about to get underway. A reminder that Tyler's Tire and Auto Center is a proud sponsor of USC Aiken Athletics. Tyler's Tire and Auto Center has been serving the community for a long time. And for any of your vehicle needs, head on over to Tyler's Tire and Auto Center. And Innovative Solutions, for all your printing or design needs, head on over to Innovative Solutions. The Pacers up 2-0 over Emmanuel as the Lions will serve it up. Ellie Jackson getting the ball to start things off here. Set on up for Alicia Pitt. Jackson getting the dig. Set on up here. Emminger's attack. Dug out by Mercer. Set for McKay. Off the blockers. Jackson gets a hand under it. Set up for Emminger again. This one dug by Mercer. Pitt goes to the attack, and it's going to be dug out by McGlamory. Set up on the near side, and it's Lammers getting that one. Up for McKay. McKay's attack through the block. Jackson got a hand under it, but didn't get it into the right place. And Sadie McKay strikes first here in the set. Well, taking a look at some of the stats after 2 sets of action. Elena Eminger is just playing out of her mind. 12 kills, no errors on 29 swings for a .414 hitting percentage coming into this set. As Sadie McKay serves it on up, and Sadie McKay gets the service ace. Looking over at the Pacers side of things, it's Aratsky back to her old tricks. 7 kills on 12 swings, giving her a .583 hitting percentage. As McKay serves it on up again. Short serve, and be set up by Morgan Bryce. Into the blockers on the attack, and that one drops down. It's a kill for Eminger. And Emmanuel gets on the board. Asia Queen serves it to her counterpart in Mercer. Set for Pitt. Off the blockers, Jackson got a hand on it, but couldn't get bailed out by Queen. And it's going to be a kill for Alicia Pitt and a point for the Pacers. Aratsky back out onto the floor as Mercer goes to the line. Mercer's serve is to Jackson. Be set on up by Bryce. Pushed on over by Eminger, and Aratsky can't pop it up on the second touch, and it'll be a kill for Eminger. And a point for the Lions. Morgan Bryce to serve. Serve is to McKay, and it goes right back over to the Lions. They'll set up the attack. Eminger on the attack. Mercer gets the dig. Barish with the setup. Attack from Lammers, and Lammers puts it on a line for the kill. Lammers going to the line to serve. Her serve is to Eminger. Set up the middle, the attack off of Mercer. Rogers got a hand under it, and Lammers couldn't keep it in play. Place is playing on their heels on that one. Layla Bland will go to the line to serve. The serve is into Lammers. Barish with the setup, attack from Rogers, and that one is stuffed. Hansen and Dubini getting the block there to even the score at 4. Bland's serve is to Lammers, and it's going to be a service ace. Lammers couldn't handle it, and the Lions take a lead. Serve just gets over, and another tough handle, and it's another service ace. The service to McKay. Barish with the setup. Attack here. Oh, and Lexi Rogers smoked it. And the Pacers get back on the board. Rogers with the serve. The setup here, the attack. Mercer got a hand under it, and Pacers somehow keep it alive. Attack here from Hansen. Lammers got to it. McKay bump sets it, and this one will be an attack by Barish, and that one's going to be long. Dubini at the line serving. Rogers receives. Barish sets. Here's the attack from Youngbear Aratsky, and she once again comes up with a kill. Alicia Pitt coming in as Aratsky goes to the line. Aratsky, too light of a serve as it goes into the net. Another service error. And the Lions will take the free point. Serve from Rachel McGlamory. She floats it in, and it's going to be McKay. Barish sets for Pitt through the block, dug out by Bland. Set up on the far side. The attack comes through to Mercer. Barish will set it on up for Rogers, and Lexi Rogers! I don't think she got a full handle on that one. She looked a little surprised that she ended up with a kill. Mallory Barish serving. Set on up here by Bryce. The attack, ooh, that one way out through the back end. A little too hard there by Ella Johns, as the Pacers have tied it up on the attack error. Barish serves it up to Queen. Set up here on the near side, and it is a kill for Brianna Bigelow. I think she had a bit of a misswing on that, but it ends in her favor. As Lions are back out in front, and they bring out Ellie Jackson to serve. Jackson serves into Rogers. Barish sets for Lammers. Lammers with a light touch. It's dug out by Eminger. Quickly sent on over. Pacers ready for it. Barish shovels it over herself. This time the Lions are ready for it. Eminger's attack gets through, but Lexi Rogers managed to get a hand under it in time. Pacers recovering. Setting for Lammers, and Lammers' attack dug on out by McGlamory. Set on the far side. Eminger. Barish gets to that one. Mercer with the setup for McKay. McKay's attack just misses the back corner, and the Lions get a hard-fought point. The serve goes to Lammers. Barish setting it up for McKay. Through the block, it's played by Jackson. Set for Eminger, off the blockers, kept alive by Jackson. Back for Eminger again, goes for the lighter touch. Barish is there. Set by Mercer. McKay's attack, this one off the blockers and down for the kill. Sadie McKay serves it on up. And it's a service ace for Sadie McKay. Much needed ace for the Pacers. Something to get their momentum back. As this one is going to be another tough handle. Kept alive. Jackson, can she get it over? No. And the Pacers will get another point. We'll see how they score it. Still waiting for the official score. Looks like we're going to keep waiting as McKay serves it into the net. And the Lions take the point. Asia Queen to serve. Her serve is to Mercer. Barish will set it on up. Lammers gives it a mighty swing, and Emily Lammers gets through the defense for the kill. Set on up here. Eminger off the blockers, recovers nicely. Bryce with the setup. This one will get tapped on over. Rogers is there. Barish setting it for Lammers. Lammers attack just missed the line, and the Lions will take the point to tie it up again. Serve to Rogers. Barish will set for Lammers. Lammers, whoa, that one's going to pinball around. Jackson gives it her best, but just a little too out of place. Can't really blame her. She was going one way, then the ball changed direction on her. Pacers take the point, another kill. And oh, and a unfortunate mistake there. Elena Eminger, in her effort to get out of the way of the ball, ends up getting it off of her shoulder And it's going to give Emily Lammers a service ace. Oh, and it's another service ace from Emily Lammers. And a timeout on the floor. Emmanuel taking this timeout as the Pacers lead 15-12. We'll be back in just a minute.
And play will resume with USC Aiken's Emily Lammers at the service line. USC Aiken leading in the set 15-12.
And welcome back, folks. Emily Lammers continuing at the line for the Pacers, up by 3 as they lead Emmanuel 2-0, trying to close this one out as Lammers serves up a soft one. Set for Emminger, and Emminger able to power it off the blockers for another kill. Going to the line to serve will be Layla Bland as the Lions take the first point out of the break. Serve on its way, played by Lammers. Barish, Barish tried to push it over, ends up putting it into her own net, and the error will give the Lions another point and bring them back within 1. Short serve, played by Barish. Oh, smoked! Aratsky just going up with a short set to work with and buried it into the back row. Serve on its way. Set on up for Jackson. Dug out by Rogers. Barish with the setup for Lammers. Ooh, and Lammers, that just went off her hand wrong. And the Lions will take the point. DeBinney will go to the line to serve for Emmanuel. Her serve is into Lammers. Barish with the set. The tip on over by Aratsky will be worked around by the Lions. Hansen's attack. Dug out by Mercer. Barish with the set for Rogers, and Alexi Rogers climbing the ladder for the kill, but she would have gotten it regardless as there was a net violation on the play by Emmanuel. Aratsky serves it up. Played by Bland. Popped up for Jackson, and Jackson's able to push it into the block for the kill. Rachel McGlamory back off the bench to serve. The serve goes into Lammers, jumped at the net and tapped on down. It was either Bryce or Bigelow who touched it. And Bigelow is going to get credited with the kill, as the Lions have tied it up again at 17. The serve goes to Lammers. Barish with the setup. Attacked by McKay, and that comes right on over here for the kill. Barish on the serve. Worked around by the Lions. Jackson on the attack. Off the block, McKay gets to it. Barish with the setup for McKay. That one dug out by Queen. Good set here, and it's going to get pushed on over. Barish got a hand under it. Now it's Mercer. McKay pops it over the block. It'll be dug by Queen. Another set, tough handle. Sent over to the Pacers' end. Up for Rogers. Rogers looking for the back row. That one dug out cleanly. Jackson's attack through the block, but Mercer is there. Barish with the set. Alicia Pitt getting it through the defense for the kill. Barish with the service ace. Two defenders collided, and Mallory Barish comes away with an ace for her efforts. And a timeout taken. Pacers leading 20-17 as we get into the later stages of the third set. We're back from the timeout, assuming we get the microphone to work properly. Pacers leading by 3, 20-17 here in the third set. As Emmanuel has burned all of their timeouts. Mallory Barish at the line serving. This serve is to McGlamory. Gonna be tough to keep it alive. They do. Barish, Mercer. Up for Alicia Pitt. Pitt looking for the back row, but it gets a little too much behind it. And the Lions take the first point out of the timeout. Jackson at the line to serve. Her serve is to Rogers. It's Barish with the set for McKay. McKay's attack. And the Pacers take the point. Whether it landed in or out, it doesn't matter. It touched a defender as McKay gets the kill. And that will send her back to the line to serve. Now McKay serves it on up. Played by McGlamory. Set on up for Eminger. This attack will be dug by Barish. Mercer sets it. Attack from Rogers in the back row. It's Jackson setting over. And that one right down the line. Elena Eminger, who else, getting the kill. Asia Queen going to the line to serve. And she'll serve it into the net. Pacers take the point on the service error. Aratsky back out onto the floor for the Pacers as Alicia Pitt takes a well-deserved breather. And it'll be Mercer serving. Good movement on the service. Jackson receives. Set for Eminger, and Eminger again right down the line. She is yet to miss. It'll be Morgan Bryce serving it up for Emmanuel now. 2 points separate these squads. Rogers plays the serve. Barish sets it. Lammers on the attack. Bryce gets a good dig on it. Queen keeps it in the field of play as it's sent on over. McKay. Barish set for Aratsky. Played nicely. Back up for almost a jump ball, but Lexi Rogers says no way as she slams it down for another kill. Lammers will serve it on up. Jackson, Bryce setting it up the middle. That one will go off the blockers and down. Emily Hansen picking up the kill. It'll be Bland to serve it for the Lions. Lammers. Barish will set, attack from Aratsky, and it's going to be another kill. Youngver Aratsky. And the Pacers are at match point 24-21. Lexi Rogers will serve. Good movement on the serve. It's Queen. Bryce sets it up here for Hansen, and Hansen's attack hits the line for the kill. Dabini will serve. The serve goes to Rogers. Barish will set it up for McKay, and Sadie McKay puts it away. Kill for Sadie McKay as the Pacers take the match 25-22 in straight sets. A really hard-fought battle for both sides, but the Pacers come away the winners. They improve to 14-5 overall on the season. And a reminder, you can find all of the stats from this match and all of the matches this year on Pacersports.com. And be sure to keep an eye out on social media for our post-game interview immediately following today's match-up. The Pacers will return to action when they take on the Augusta Jaguars on October the 24th right here at the Convocation Center at 6 p.m. Really a bit of a gauntlet for the Pacers as they take on Augusta, Lander, and Flagler all in a row, all to close out the month of October. But until then, I've been Marcus Johnson. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and have a good one.